In this video, we will show you how to automate invoice processing, invoice approval and purchase order matching with paperless AP automation for Sage 50 Canada. In order to start automating your accounts payable processes, just log into Paperless and bring in your invoices into the system. Then just apply a journal type and run Paperless automatic invoice recognition. Paperless is now capturing all relevant data from the invoices and at the same time is cross-referencing that information with the supplier default settings in Sage. In this example, you can see that Paperless has also automatically identified that this document is not an invoice but a credit note, and automatically changed the journal type to reflect that. On this other example, you can see that Paperless is reading the invoice data on a line-by-line basis, so that the accounts team do not have to manually split costs across multiple accounting lines. Finally, as you can see on the last invoice, there is a note informing us that this is a duplicate invoice. Yes, that's right. Paperless also automatically detects duplicate invoices so that you do not risk posting duplicate transactions. Now that we have finished reviewing the accounting data suggested by Paperless, and since no changes are required, we can post the invoices into Sage at the click of a button. Paperless is now posting the transactions into Sage, and at the same time, it is linking the invoices to those transactions. If we go into Sage and search for Supplier, Sage, as you can see, you have all the transactions visible here. In order to view the relevant invoice, simply use the shortcut Ctrl, Alt and P, and Paperless automatically displays the invoice that was linked to the transaction when posting the invoice from within Paperless. Paperless automatic PO matching for Sage 50 Canada. Paperless also has available Paperless automatic matching and closing of purchase orders. As you can see here, we already have some purchase orders created in Sage, so we now bring in some more invoices and apply the journal type and run invoice recognition. This time Paperless is not only capturing the accounting data from the invoices, but once it finds a purchase order number on the invoice, it will check if there is a purchase order in Sage for that supplier with the same number. If it finds a match, as you can see in this example, Paperless displays the PO number on the accounting line so that on posting, Paperless can automatically check if the invoice amount matches the PO amount. Let's click Post to Sage, and Paperless is now checking if the invoice and PO amount match. If they match, Paperless automatically closes off the purchase order and posts the transactions as defined on the purchase order. If we go into Sage, you can see that on the received notes, it is already showing that these have been invoiced. If we now go to Purchase Invoices and open Supplier VoxHub, as you can see, you have the transactions here together with the documents which can easily be retrieved by doing a simple live lookup. If we go back into Paperless, as you can see, one of the invoices was sent back to us with a note informing us that the invoice and PO amount do not match. In this case, the accounts team would need to investigate what is causing that discrepancy. When dealing with multiple deliveries for one purchase order, all users need to do, in case there is more than one delivery pending invoicing, is to select the GRN they want Paperless to match this invoice to. As you can see, the invoice matched the GRN and you have the transaction already visible on your supplier grab it and run account. How to automate invoice approval processes with Paperless for Sage 50 Canada. Paperless enables Sage users to automate and keep control over invoice approval processes. In this example, we will be sending these invoices for approval. As you can see, you can select one or multiple users and also decide if you would like Paperless to automatically post the invoices into Sage once final approval is given. We selected the user, so let's just leave a comment, press OK and activate the document flow. The user will now receive an email notification, and from there all he needs to do is to choose to either approve the invoices via the web or mobile app. As you can see, the user is logged in directly into his work list from where he can see both invoices, the audit trail of the approval history and the accounting data. In this case, the user is express approving the document, and since we selected the option to automatically post the invoice into Sage after last approval, Paperless is now posting this transaction. On this second invoice, let's say that the user does not agree with the nominal code. As you can see, if the user tries to change it, the system gives him a message saying that he does not have the necessary user rights to change the accounting data. So what the user needs to do is to send the document back to the user, Paperless, requesting the nominal code be corrected. If we now go into the Paperless user work list, the user can see that the approver is requesting the nominal code to be corrected. In order to correct the nominal code, let's just go to the Accounting tab and select the correct nominal code directly from the list of nominal codes available in Sage. Let's inform the approver that a nominal code has been corrected and the document is now being sent back to the approver. This time, instead of approving the invoice via Paperless Web, the user will be using Paperless on the go. From here, Steve can view the audit trail of the approval process where the Paperless user confirms that the nominal code has been corrected. He can also view the invoice and double check the accounting data to confirm that the correct nominal code has been applied. Steve is now going to express approve this document and Paperless is now posting the invoices into Sage. If we now go into Sage and open Supplier VoxHub, as you can see, you have the transactions here, and by doing the live lookup, you have access not only to the document, but also to the complete audit trail of the approval process. This allows Sage users to know exactly who approved what, on what dates, and why certain changes were made without ever having to spend time going through emails or through piles of paper to get access to that information. Paperless Company Inbox. Full automation of emailed invoices, fully compatible with Sage 50 Canada. To achieve full invoice processing automation, users of Sage 50 Canada have available the ultimate AP automation technology. In order to fully automate invoice processing routines, simply have your suppliers sending the invoices directly into your Paperless Company Inbox email address, as shown here. Then all the accounts team needs to do is to set up automation rules the first time they receive an invoice so that the next time Paperless can process it in a fully automated manner. The automation rules can vary from simply setting up the system to bring the invoice into Paperless and automatically capturing the invoice data, as shown here, to also having Paperless bringing in the invoice, capturing all the invoice data, and also sending the invoice for approval based on the email criteria. Finally, we have what is called full invoice processing automation, where the accounts team set up an automation rule to bring the invoices into Paperless, capture the invoice data, and automatically post the transaction into Sage, with the safeguard to only do that in case Paperless finds a PO number. This means that from the moment the supplier sends the invoice until it gets posted to Sage, if the invoice has a purchase order number and if the amounts match, the accounts team will not have to even look at this invoice. If 60 or 70% of your invoices match the purchase order in Sage, this means that your accounts team will only need to look into the 30 or 40% of the invoices that for some reason do not have a PO number or the amounts do not match. In this example, as you can see from the 3 invoices sent, where we set up an automation rule to automatically post to Sage if the PO number was found, one of them is sitting in Paperless with a note informing us that Paperless could not post this invoice because it could not find the PO number. However, if we go into Sage, we can see that the other 2 invoices had a purchase order number and the invoice and PO amount matched. So Paperless closed off the POs, posted the transactions and linked the documents to those transactions. To learn more about the best AP automation software for Sage 50 Canada, visit www.paperlesseurope.com to book your free online demo.